Hey there, this is Nancy Blanchard with Phillips Displays, and you are listening to and watching the AV Life.
Hello, this is Murphy Daley, AV veteran, author, and project manager. You have joined us for the AV Life.
And I'm your host, Tim Van Woeart, coming at you from New Jersey and Rutgers University, Newark, and from HETMA and from Higher Ed AV. And you are watching and listening to the AV Life. All right. Well, we're just going to come out and say it right now. This is episode 299 as you are listening to this. We've been playing catch up over the course of everything. Actually, so wait, this is either 298 or 299. Now that I think about it, depending on what comes out. But the recording that you will hear from us live, or like the next time you hear our voices from a recent time period, will be our 300th episode. We have come a long ways in the last. I will say we probably could have been at 300 a little sooner, but life happens. But the fact that I've been at the helm here and have had Murphy and Nancy along here for the ride for over 100 episodes is crazy, because we all celebrated the 200th episode, right after COVID. I remember being at Infocom in October of 20, what was that? That was 2020, and interviewing like Michelle Lorette and Mark Coxon and the like for episode 200, which was just kind of like in our infancy of our version of the AV Life, after nearly 200 episodes from our former host and good friend Corey Moss. So yeah, we've now added over 100 of our own, and we're gonna celebrate. That I'm looking forward to it. It's we've changed a lot over the years. I think we found a good format for us, and we have our crew, and it's been kind of fun having almost a rotation of our crew members that come through. It's cool, and I really like what we've got going on. So we'll see who we can get in. I'm throwing this out there right now, and we'll remind you at the end of the recording that as you listen to this, if you would like to join us, this is an open invitation. You need to ask for it, though. I am not going to be just sending out the link to anybody. So if you want to join us, even just for a moment, I will add you into our virtual studio here. If you want to take a look at that, make sure you go to YouTube and look us up and like and subscribe while you're there. And you can join us for that recording. And we would be glad to have you. And we'll maybe, if we get a few first timers who have maybe been listening for a while out there, maybe you could come and talk about some of your past episodes. I'd love to hear that. I think I'm at the point now where I'd love to hear from the fans. Like, I want to hear what you've liked, and like what you'd like to see, and I want to hear it live in front of people.
A very special fan episode.
Exactly. I think this is, I'm brainstorming live here on the episode as we're recording here. So, but before I go too far deep into anything else, Murphy, Nancy, how are we all doing tonight?
Peachy keen.
I'm doing great. I have been taking care of business, getting things, feeling a lot of energy, and feeling it's like all of July I went on trips.
You were like quite the traveler for the month of July.
And now I'm back, and I got my feet under me after the jet lag, and I'm like, yes, all of it now. I was invigorated. Travel really pumped me up. I'm excited about life.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's funny, even something like local travel, like for me, and if for those of you who may be actually watching on YouTube, and maybe you kind of say, hey, is there something wrong with Tim? It's like, well, Tim was out in the sun for like 4 days watching his son play baseball on the beach. So I do have a little bit of raccoon eyes going on here tonight. So but it was good to spend family time. We were on the beach. I didn't have my phone on me while the games were happening, so I was able to focus on him. And I only checked messages a little bit at the end of the day, but it was good family time. And I came back to work this morning ready to go. And we've got the 2-week push right before the semester starts, so I'm ready to go for that. I really am. So, and having this recording tonight is a good way to just kind of keep that momentum going. So I'm glad you all are here for it.
Yeah, and that's the important thing is learning to have that balance of life.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And that's something we've preached on this podcast in the past is, just make sure you're given the time off for a reason. Like that's, there's studies that show that you should take the time off. Even if you don't go anywhere, just take the time off, be home, stay in the air conditioning if that's what your thing is.
Everybody is better off, not just the individual, the work and the workplace is better off when people take the time.
Correct. You got to take care of yourself so you can take care of others and your business.
Isn't that the thing that people always say, oh my gosh, in Europe, they get like the entire summer off. And Europe does have more vacation time than America. Not to say one is greater than the other, but it is necessary. I mean, good Lord, we sleep. We have to sleep. We also have to take a time where we step away from being plugged into the matrix. Plugged in, got to come back and go so we can fully recharge and be effective.
Exactly.
Not be a twerked up weirdo.
Yeah, I just want to be a weirdo. Not twerked up
right,
weirdo.
The right kind of weirdo.
Not twerked up weirdo, but I'll still be a weirdo. So it's
okay. To be clear,
yes. You need to be the appropriate type of weirdo. There you go.
Be the weirdo you want to be, not a twerked up weirdo.
There you go. Exactly. So, and Murphy, we were talking right before we started recording here. You've got some updates for us on your wonderful book. And after you give us the updates, we can move into a PM minute. So we'll give it a whole project management moment.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. We'll give you 2 minutes today. One for the book, one for the minute.
Now, to be fair, I have mentioned this book as I've been working on it, and books are often like dreams. They don't ever come into reality. This one is getting very close. I had actually done several of the chapters as pieces that were published at Rave Pubs, which I thank them very much for being partners with me. During the time when I created those, but then I realized, hey, wait a minute. If I just fill in the gaps, I would have a whole book. And then lots of things came up. But after I returned from my vacation, I felt invigorated, came to it with new eyes, and realized as I was reading the whole thing, like, okay, what needs to be left here? I'm extremely close. And there is a pretty big likelihood that it will be publishable before the end of the year. And I'm pretty excited about that. I look at it and I'm very pleased with what it is. And I look forward to sending things out for advanced copies, probably to my colleagues here today and a few others, and then doing a big launch, doing a big tour of the AV people podcasts and talking about what it is to be an AV project manager.
I am so looking forward to that, Murphy. And I'd like the exclusive initial interview. Clearly, that's what the AV Life.
Oh, he's calling dibs.
I'm calling dibs. I think the AV Life deserves that. I think we've earned that.
You've earned it. Absolutely.
Yes, the exclusive release. We're gonna have a release party. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
We're doing a party. That's it.
Yes, I'm excited about this. Yes, and it's I'm excited about it. Yeah. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, as you got, it is short, my friends. It is short. It is less than 100 pages. Yeah. So it's a tiny little, very specific book. Like I was saying, as we were warming up, Tim, I even have a spreadsheet image saying, hey, when you're scheduling your install, make sure you have all the pieces. And get the tracking numbers from all the different manufacturers or the different pieces that created the bomb. Get the tracking numbers so you know that they're all going to be there at the same time, because you don't want to go, oh, we're all good to go, and find out, oops, I didn't know that this one was back ordered. And that throws everybody off and annoys people. It's under the project managers. So that's an example of the very specifics. And let me tell you else. What else? It comes from my voice. This is not ChatGPT. This is my voice talking. And I even talk about the stories. So this is me as a human being talking to other human beings doing this hard technical work. But I'm looking forward to sharing it with people and seeing what people take from it.
Well, we are totally looking forward to it. It's the buildup has been amazing, Murphy. We've all been looking forward to this book,
I'm
and
excited.
yeah, I can't wait to get
Thank
my
you.
hands on it and to read it. And you know what? I not to toot my own horn, but I don't read much. Not that. And if I'm going to sit down and read, I'm going to read your book. There's a reason for that. So there you go.
I'll hold you to it.
Yeah, you should.
So this leads me a bit into the PM minute.
Ooh.
As I was thinking about coming today, I thought about the precision of words when the tool of words, when a project manager is trying to communicate to the different people, stakeholders, the words have to change for the audience and the situation. For the team that are coming together to do the installation, very precise words have to happen. It has to be really clear where and what is going to happen. Like what the design includes. And that type of language has to be spoken to the audience of these people who are hanging things from walls and ceilings and through walls and ceilings and getting their hands into the circuit board, etc., and running the cables. That has to be very precise. That is one type of language. Then there is the language that is for the customer, who may need a different kind of precision. And they may need to be able to be both hearing and giving a language that might be extremely imprecise. Audio in particular is very hard to describe personally, I think. People say, well, it sounds like a rainforest. Things like this can happen. And so the project manager has to be able to engage with that highly imprecise language and translate it into something that can be done by the install team. So this is part of communication on an AV project to the AV team, all the people involved in an installation. That is a real experience for the people of AV.
That's awesome. Yeah, and you're so right with that too. It actually, it's funny because it just happened to me today, where precise words were not given, and it happens. Also, I will say it happens to me quite frequently as one who is neurodivergent. I need precise directions, because if I leave things to interpretation, I tend to get it wrong. So, right. But having said that, while I was away on my vacation and trying not to check on things, one of my network installation guys had updated a ticket that I had put out with a picture, and he sent me an email as well while I was away. And I didn't really look at the picture, and I just kind of forwarded it to the other guys that were there. So we were trying to hang some new digital signage, and he was confirming locations, which I had given pictures and like written directions on where the network drops were supposed to land. And all he did was send me a picture of like this Post-it on a wall somewhere. And I didn't really know what was going on. Turns out he had happened to see a Post-it on the wall in a different area of the building and assumed that that Post-it was mine.
An indicator.
Yeah, which was not. And when I got in this morning, I went to go check it. But yeah, he had and the guys, my team had already like the timing of everything was just off. So like his installer had already put the one jack in the wrong location.
Oh no.
But they had already had met with him, with the installer, and they added the additional jack in the appropriate location. And then they did the other location. So it was one of those, like, the communication that kind of like
Bit of a mess.
failed. Yeah, it kind of like there was some precise talk. It was precise talk from me, but I didn't get the precise talk back, and he didn't follow the directions that I had given him. So it was, yeah. But yeah, it's things that I'm learning now also as dealing with the new team that I have in Rutgers Newark, because it's not the same team as what I had down in New Brunswick. So, it's a learning curve in a way, just to know how I need to communicate with these new team members. So with the precise communication, precise wording.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You may be like really precise, but they may use different words, like a slightly different dialect. You go, okay, well, I think it needs to be right angle. They're like, you mean horizontal? You're like, is that? So then you go, okay, like this? They're like, yes. I'm like, okay, horizontal, if that's the word that works for you and we get there, yes.
Exactly.
Right.
So, yeah, and we have to I got to figure out like how those guys, it's like, do I need to put painter's tape up? Do I need to put like stickers and or do I need to do drawings? Like there's, we'll get there. So,
right.
But I like that, Murphy. Thank you very much. And there you go, folks.
Exactly.
A taste of what's to come. Exactly.
Right.
So, all right, we're gonna shut off the little PM minute ticker I started while we were in there.
So you had a ticker.
You had a little ticker.
Thank you.
I really should actually like create more of them here
when they come. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me actually recreate that real quick while we're here. Road to 10K, because I deleted that one. There we go. Put that one back in there. So all right, cool. So how so I'm gonna ask this now. How has the summer wrapped up for everybody? Now that we're as you're hearing this, it is probably Monday, August 26th. 25th. That's it. 25th. So we are at the bitter end of August. And I can't believe we're here.
I was gonna say that when we were talking earlier, I realized I was like, you know what, we're almost done in August, because when my birthday comes, I know it's the end of August.
Yes, I know you get to celebrate. Yeah, you get to celebrate the end of summer.
Yeah. Well, I was just looking outside because now if I can't get out for a walk during the day, then it's always towards the latter part. But the sun is already setting. So that tells you the fall's coming.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Over my vacation was that I was out. I think it was out at like 8 or 8:30 one night, and I looked around and I'm like, it's like already dark. Like, what's happening? Like, I think it was a little overcast too, but like still, it was just abnormally dark. And I was like, oh, I guess we are getting towards the end of summer. Yeah.
See, my husband and I have a tradition that we walk the dog together.
Mhm.
This is our together time. I had recommended it like years ago, saying we just never do anything together, and I was thinking, let's find a TV show to watch. And he had a different plan. He goes, well, we walk the dog anyway. How about we make a point of doing it together instead of just one or the other of us handling it? So anyway, when we walk the dog, we prefer to do it in the daylight.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, in the summer, there are days when it's too hot to do it in the daylight.
Right.
So we're like the dog walking hour when people go, oh my God, it's been 102 all day. We can't go out till the sun goes down. This summer has been gentle and that hasn't happened very much.
Mm-hmm.
But the sun is going to bed earlier anyway. So we have to make a point of getting ourselves together to walk the dog while the sun still shines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Real.
Yeah. I will say you said it right. Like this summer wasn't terribly awful. Like there were some like really hot days, but for the most part, like it wasn't too bad, you know. And as summer's always like this part of the summer is always a little bit bittersweet for me too, because like, my son's camp is ending and my wife is back home and on a normal schedule and things like that because her camp is done, and we like life kind of returns to a normal way, which is it's sweet like that. But at the same time, like we did a lot this summer. We did, but we didn't at the same time. Like I feel like a lot of things got accomplished, and it's kind of sad to see the summer end in that respect. So we really like close it off with a bang too, with like doing a vacation and everything like that. So yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to Disneyland Labor Day weekend.
Nice. There you go.
Son and I for the 70th anniversary.
Very cool.
And they have the Halloween decorations up now.
Yep.
Well,
it's a little early for Halloween decorations.
Oh, Halloween
weekend, Nancy.
Pardon me?
That'll be a exciting day.
Well, they're up already. Like the Halloween is like, Halloween's already started at Disney.
They just finished putting them up this week.
Yep. So, and like they started selling their Disney stuff, like Halloween stuff at the end of July. So it's Disney does not mess around with Halloween. And then
Mickey Halloween t-shirt to take.
There you go. And then I mean they don't mess around with any of these holidays right now, because as soon as November 1st hits, then it turns to Christmas. So that's it. It's an literal overnight transformation from Halloween to Christmas. So but yeah, I'm with you there, Nancy. I'm kind of excited for Halloween Disney. So it does feel a little weird being like in August and thinking about Halloween, but I'm noticing a lot of like the decorations that I need to get are on sale right now. So I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah.
The early sales.
Well, this is what's weird. I noticed it yesterday. Typically on my street, the trees have seemed to, when they change color, it's later and later. So getting into like the end of November, they're right now out there already changed color. So you've got the reds, you've got the yellows, you've got the orange colors. I mean, it's pretty to see, but that also reminded me that, wow, the end of the summer is almost done.
Yeah. I was going to say something about this last, Oh, totally lost it. All right. Well, that's all right. But I got to go to Hershey before we went to so this family vacation was like part one was Hershey with my sister-in-law and her family, and then we went to Wildwood as the three of us with my son's travel baseball team for a 3-day tournament on the beach. So they got to play baseball in the sand. And speaking of project management, they probably could have had a little bit more planning involved in this. It was a generally well-run tournament, but there were some little things here and there that kind of annoyed me. But that's just, I would have done it this way kind of things. But But yeah, so we went to Hershey, and Hershey's a great little park. I forgot how like it's like there's lots to do in such a small little park. Like, and it's got a little bit of everything too. Like it's got like the kiddie rides, but then it's also got like the big kid rides, like the classics, like the Himalaya and the Scrambler, and they got like a pirate ship one, and but then they also have the big coasters as well. So it's kind of cool from, it's so Disney, but it's very respectable theme park.
Speaking of theme parks, I did get a chance to go see Tivoli.
Oh.
And it was
Yeah.
yes, so beautiful, so much fun. We were there for one day, and it's not Disney. But it really is wonderful. There's many things. I wish I had taken a photo with one of the workers, because they had a full-on, a really good outfit. It wasn't Disney, but it was a bit like a train conductor or something. They had the cool hat and it said Tivoli, and I really wish, and they were very nice. However, they had things that were European that definitely would not have happened at Disney. For example, sorry. There were mermaids. This is Europe. Mermaids don't have shells. It's Europe. And there are a few other things like that, like, oh my. Walt would not approve.
No.
But that's because Americans have different standards. And they had a little more like, yes, this is the dream, amusement park, but it's Europe, and it's also got that little bite of carny thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
But it was wonderful. Veronica loved it. I want to go back. It was amazing. It was such a great time.
Oh, good.
Very good.
People, I'm like, oh, we're not in Kansas anymore.
Totally random, because this is what we do on the AV Life. I don't know what it is about this year, but the next couple weeks in the movie theaters, and I don't know if it's just because there's a lull in new releases, but there's a lot of classic movies that are coming back into the theaters. And I say classic, and people may not necessarily agree with me on this, but the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie is coming out. Like the one from 1990. Like, I was 10 years, I was my son's age when this movie came out. And I kind of made it a tradition with my best friend that we would go every year. So we went when we were 10 for the first one. I think the next one came out when we were 12. And I think that the following one came out when we were 13. We were 13 years old, and we were like, okay, we're going to go see this just because we did. And we were like, we'll finish it off. But, so that's coming out this week. It's going to be passed by the time that this episode releases. But then Clue, with the one with that's coming out August 25th, 26th. Oh wait, no, 24th, 25th, 26th. And the cool thing about Clue is that they're doing each night is one of the endings. So for those of you who may not remember from the 1985 movie with Jesus, holy cow, Christopher Lloyd and
Good times.
Oh jeez,
Tim from
Tim Curry. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the one that was escaping. So cult classic, based on the game from Parker Brothers, Milton Bradley, one of those.
The game, yeah,
the game, but based on the board.
Who doesn't know Clue?
Exactly.
Professor Mustard did it in the living room with the wrench.
Exactly. That
I was there.
So when it was originally released, I believe when it was originally released in the theaters, and I could get corrected by somebody somewhere about this, you didn't know what ending you were going to get. They filmed 3 different endings to the movie, with different characters being the whodunit. So you could go to the theater and not necessarily know what ending you're going to see. when the DVD and the VHS and all that stuff got released, and I'm sorry, I just totally dated myself by saying VHS, but that was the also you had all 3 endings in succession afterwards. So what they're doing with this re-release is that Sunday is the first ending, Monday is the second ending, and Tuesday is the third ending. So you have all 3 endings, and the AMC by me, the tickets were $7.75 each.
Such a deal.
So it's like, that's amazing. And then though I think the week after that, the Breakfast Club is coming back to the theaters as well.
For people who are more of the now, my Lemley on the corner over here, is doing Cat Video Fest.
Cat Video Fest. Okay.
Like, that's tempting, because the things that are going to be very important to my daughter, if she gets together with her friends from when they were little, is Grumpy Cat and the other cats.
Grumpy Cat.
Yes.
See, and that's how I know I'm like that zennial kind of, like, I'm in the middle there. Like,
well, who doesn't remember Grumpy Cat?
That's true.
But yeah, but things like that, like, oh, you're all like, I had the Teenage Mutant Turtles, and Veronica's like, remember the cat on the treadmill? Anyway.
So I'm guessing it's just a slow time in cinema right now. Like, I can't think of anything new that's coming out right now. Like, so
my son works at Cinemark, and he said it's been slow.
Yeah. So maybe that's what it is that they probably have like a low cost of presenting these movies, and they don't necessarily need to charge as much, so they could still make some revenue. And obviously, if you go to the theater, most people, well, maybe not all people, but most people are going to buy popcorn and drinks and stuff like that. So,
we in the world of AV already know how impressive these are.
True.
So the fact that they can string together a bunch of cat videos and charge and put it on a movie theater, that it's quality enough that you can put it on a movie theater. What has happened? Let's be real about that. Yeah. That's really how the world has changed. I don't know, but they're probably, I don't know the name of one. I'm sure there is full movies that can be shot on these.
Oh, and there have been. I think Apple even has a contest or something like that for it.
Right. So the walls have fallen down on Jericho. We can come into this place that has been hallowed. It used to be very hard to do. Now kind of anybody can do it. That doesn't mean they can do it well, but
the technology is easy. Yeah, the technology is easier to acquire to do those sort of things. And I think we're going to start seeing. So actually, it's interesting because I had seen a video. I think Avixa had shared it. It was the crew's reaction from the latest Superman movie of being on one of the sets with the video wall, like out there. Like they loaded up the image. It was the first time the crew got to see the virtual background on this set and everything like that. And it was really cool seeing their reaction, and just that they were in awe. And even as someone who was on the other side just trying to observe what was happening, it looks super realistic. Like you wouldn't have known that you were just on a soundstage in like Pasadena or maybe in the UK, because
and see, that is a miraculous thing that is available, the technology that's available. What I was talking about earlier about precise communication, ChatGPT can't do that. ChatGPT can do some things. Thank you very much. ChatGPT is not going to come up with a way of making the communication happen between people. Like, no, I didn't mean that stick on the wall, that sticky on the wall. ChatGPT can't do that. So the technology is coming along, and the people cannot be ignored. They cannot be replaced. And I just had to step in there and be like, hey, I know everyone's excited about AI. Yes, use it for what it is. But the people are the way this stuff happens.
Yeah, you're not going to replace people. You're not going to, like, there's got to be, the creative mind is still irreplaceable, for lack of a better,
The creative and the problem solving
yeah.
and the connecting mind.
Right.
Well, there you go. I just saw on Twitter today that they're saying robots are going to be able to be pregnant with babies.
Oh,
Did any of you see that one?
I think that
I must have missed
in
that one.
communist countries that are, not, that just sounds
Yeah, I think
soulless.
it's in and the whole point of, like, you talk about human interaction, connection, like the baby hears your voice, the baby, if you're playing, I played for my boys,
We had some songs that
forgetting the words, not symphony, orchestra, like Bach and all of those, but it was like very,
Classical.
thank you.
You're welcome.
It was very relaxing in that, and bringing them up, they were just nice, calm babies, and I believe that that's because of what they were hearing on the inside. You can't get that with plastic covered.
Wasn't there a famous experiment about the rhesus monkeys where the rhesus monkeys starved themselves because they wanted to be near the soft fake mother, the fake mother that was made out of snuggly towels? They were like, let's stay with the snuggly mother rather than the wire mother that had actual milk that they could feed. They liked the snuggly more than even food.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just a point with AI. It's not going to replace everything.
It can do some things. Thank you very much, but it really is not going to take care of everything. And people are going to see they rely on it too much, and there will be consequences. So
I also did read that there were some school districts that are going to have AI teachers. So kids might come to the classroom, but there's no physical teacher.
I think kids might stop coming to the classroom.
You're staring at a display with an AI teacher.
Oh.
Hey, now's the time to start your tutoring business.
There you go.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous.
Well,
oh my gosh.
In a total switch of topics, and I'm going to bring this up because I think we need to bring it up now. This is that time of year as well of actual people that cannot be replaced by by any AI or anything. It is the commercial integrator 40 under 40 that were just announced today. And our very own Lex Evans has made the list. So congratulations to Lex. And there are others on this list, and there are 39 others that are very well deserving of this list. But I wanted to definitely pick out Lex on that. So
congratulations, Lex.
Yeah, congratulations to Lex for that. And it's a great honor to be part of that list. We've had some amazing higher ed folk that have come through that list over the last few years. And it just shows too that our industry is in good hands with the younger generation that are out there. Even though I kind of am on the outside of that just outside of that age bracket. So I just missed it.
How do they pick people?
I believe it's by nomination. They do a call for nominations earlier in the year. You know what? Maybe we'll have Dan Farisi back on the podcast. It's been a while since Dan, and we'll have Dan talk about that a little bit, and maybe I can get Lex on as well, and
that would be good.
We'll get both of them on. We can talk about the process and everything like that, so people get a better understanding of that.
Well, he's on a Disney cruise right now.
He is, and I'm very jealous of him on that. So I think that I feel like that needs to happen soon in my life. I need to get the cruise. Got to check that one off the list, So we'll see. So I mean, we're already, like I said, we're already planning on our March April trip. So that's already in the works. So that's gonna have to be like a 27 or 28 trip. But
you gotta plan these things. You don't want to rush into them.
Well, yeah, that's well, and with Disney, you can't. There's no rushing into Disney. Like that's like, well, all right, hold on.
Yes,
I
there
stand
is. You have to
You can.
book your cruise as soon as the schedules are released. As of
Well,
date, 26, 2027 are released because that's the cheapest.
well, yes, and so
Okay.
yes, that is from that perspective. Yes, you need to as soon as the dates. It's the same thing with the vacation club. Like
Mhm.
when the dates are released, when it's 11 months out for your home resort or 7 months out for any other resort, you need to be like on that day to do it. But I'm saying I'm talking about like last minute. Like people do last minute Disney, but I don't know. I can't
Too
I
rich for
can't
my
do.
blood.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like, yes, I'm up. Well, my wife's the planner. I'm the planner support. So I think that's the best way of putting it.
hmm.
So, um, so yeah, so that's, but yeah, um, so yeah, we'll have more about the 40 under 40 in the coming weeks, and we'll see who else I can grab a hold of and
Yeah.
get on the podcast. It's always fun having them on the podcast and getting them to join in with everything. Um, oh wow, look at that! All right, we're looking good on time here. So yeah, so again, I'm gonna if you've made it this far, as always, just keep an eye out for posts on the various social medias. We will be making a call out. You need to ask. I'm going to say it again. You're going to need to ask for the link for
Oh.
the recording, so that way you can just get an invite. So if I ask you to drop a DM on LinkedIn, do it there. If I ask for it on Twitter for either the AV Life Pod or for my personal account at T Van Woeart, as it says on my little handle thingy here, my little banner and YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, you see it. Drop a line and ask for the link, and I'll send it to you. And then we're only allowed on, I think, 12 at a time. I think is the most I could do. So if we get more than 12 people, we'll have to shuffle people in and out. But don't let that limit you to asking to be a part of it. So any parting thoughts for anybody as they're listening, getting ready to close out their summer? No.
I
Now's
don't
the
know.
time.
Get those fall and Halloween decorations out.
There you go. Yeah, think fall. There we go. Yes. I did. Randomly, I did look at the forecast for the next week, and it looks like it's a very manageable last week of August. So I'm looking forward to
Mm.
a nice, comfortable temperature. Even though I've got Hurricane Erin kind of dwindling off the coast, I don't think she's actually going to make landfall in our area, but it's enough to wreak some havoc on the shore. So.
North Carolina, they said it'll probably be damage.
So yeah, right now we have 18 beaches closed here in New Jersey because of the riptides. So yeah, and they're actually closing them. And I know we're getting off topic towards the end of the episode, but what else is new? But they're closing the beaches because people don't pay attention to the red flags that say don't swim. So they go out there and swim, and there's no lifeguards on duty because they're not supposed to be out there because no one's supposed to be swimming, but people are going ahead and doing it anyhow, and
Dangerous.
it's dangerous. Yes. So they're just closing the beach entirely. So yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, be safe out there, everybody, as we're getting close to Labor Day and as you're wrapping up your summer. So enjoy, but enjoy responsibly. As always. So yeah, so Murphy, Nancy, thank you so very much for jumping in with us as always. And to all of our listeners, thank you for listening as well. We'll see you in a week. We'll see you in a week to mark another milestone in the AV life belt here. And as always, until our next adventure.